Hey, great people looking for a miracle blessing with that money. My name is Desiree, and I've been doing the series on the white envelope system, which is really the T word, but some people get turned off by this. So I say the white envelope system, okay? I realize that I never actually like gave y'all an overall amount of what has came through my hands and been able to put into the white envelope. So this is why I'm making this because I want to encourage somebody. I want to push somebody. I want somebody to see that this thing works. It works. So further ado, y'all know I ain't trying to edit nothing. you know, it takes somebody 60 years old say, look, this is what you're gonna get. This here, right here, right here. I can't do fancy today. So on the first week, which was October the 20th, when I actually first got the nudge, and that was the $10, it just fell. It just fell into my hand. And so I got the nudge, and I was just so happy to give that testimony at the church. And throughout the whole week, honey just kept getting job after job after job after job. And I went to church and we was able to give $80 in that white envelope. So then the second week, I was just on fire and excited. And I wasn't really looking at like how much money we gonna get. I was like, I'm trying to put $50 in that envelope. And so miraculously, $110. So honey brought home like 1,000, a little bit over. After that, went down a little bit, which was $40, and that's okay. I was having a talk with my spiritual sister, and she helped to remind me because I've been hearing this before. She was like, "Sis, let me remind you that it's not going to come to you all the time, money, monetarily." I think she said you'll get blessed in other ways. And right during this time, my dad was coming out of the rehabilitation location. He had lost his apartment. He didn't have anywhere to go. He talking about he gonna live in his car. My dad is 89 years old now. Dad, now I know people living in their car. I know they are, but at 89, we're not gonna be living in our car. Okay. So I had put that prayer to God, and I was like, even though my dad cutting up, acting up with me and everything, I still look beyond that. And I was like, I'm gonna put this prayer at Jesus' feet and he gonna have to work something out. And I tell you, Jesus did come through, and she is the one that called me and was like, Desiree, we found a place for him, and they do the meals. He don't have to be worrying about the meals or anything. So that was just a blessing right there. So she was like, honey, look, all the time he's not gonna come monetarily to put in the envelope, but he'll bring a blessing. So you have to look at, even let's say the car get acting up. You may find somebody that's able to fix the car and give you a good break. You'd be like, that should have cost me like $1,000 and the person charged 200. So you get things like that. The following week, we did 120. After that was 40 and 70. So the grand total that we bought home was like 4,600. We put in the white envelope was, $460. So what we got in hand was like $4,100. Girl, you can't beat that. You just can't beat that. And I was thinking this morning, I was like, I know people. Listen to me. I know people probably think, well, hubby over there, you got two people. And I said this before in one of the series of the videos. Like, I don't care if you have $1. I don't care if you have a dime to put in there. God is going to bless it because he knows your heart. And as they said, let me be transparent with you. Our finances over here is not good. They're not good. But I want you to go on this journey and knowing that God is our supplier, He is our overseer, and He's going to make sure that things are taken care of. So, honey and I, we had a conversation this morning, and he started getting a little down because, honey, we way behind the eight ball, even with that, because if your account is on negative, when you make deposits, it's gonna take that back, and blah 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 blah. Y'all know that deal. So don't be thinking that I'm some rich person in the mansion. No, the thing is that I'm learning, and I'm so glad that I'm learning. And I told him in the conversation, I said, you know what? I said we're not gonna get down about this. We're gonna do what we can do. I've look, God knows I didn't gave it to God. And even today, we're not able to pay all the bills. But honey, that money is going in that white envelope. And I'm going to tell God, you work with this. I don't know what you're going to do. And at this point, at 61, I don't care how you work it out, God, you just work it out. And He has been working it out. And I truly, honestly believe, and this is another thing. I know. When you don't have, because we don't have, and so I told Honey, when you get your little money and you're working hard, you want to treat yourself. I said, look, we're not gonna do no out. We're not going out to eat. Now we might go one time go get a pizza, but we're not going to be doing no out to eat. I said, because we have to stay very strict to getting this stuff down. Because you all, and I'm in here too, I'm with y'all. We have to understand we got ourselves in this little situation. And so we need to be mindful and learn. You know how you be like, but you won't do that again. See, I ain't learned, look, I ain't learned my lessons the first few times, so that's why I'm here again. But I can tell you, I can talk loud now. I can tell you, I have learned my lesson. I did our budget, and I was like, if we not behind the eight ball, if we don't have to pay back, the negatives in the bank, if we don't have to borrow money from somebody, we actually it'll be a little tight, but we will make it, and we can go buy maybe two pieces in the week, okay? So the thing is, don't get down. The other thing I'm stressing to you is continue to give God. If you don't have the money, if you can look at it before you get paid, if you know midway in the middle of the month you're not gonna have the money, if you know at the end of the month it's show tail ain't gonna get paid, as my grandfather said because he was a minister, you really need to give to God. You really you shouldn't even have to pray about it. You shouldn't have to think about it. You shouldn't even have to go to the Bible about it. You need to be given to God. You need to be given your 10%. Put it in that white envelope. I know the T word kind of turn people off. Put it in that envelope. I'm challenging you to do it so God can show you who He is and oversee your finances. Like I said, we are still a little behind the eight ball, but I know and I believe that He is going to get us out of this eight ball, and we are not going to be in this situation again. And it's one of those things I want you to kind of, you know how a train comes and you be like, hmm. And you was looking for a sign. Well, honey, this is your confirmation. And you like, I don't really. I know you don't have it. I know. Look, I don't have it, but I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have it 3 days from here. So I really need to give it to God, so He can do what He needs to do. My angels that's appointed to this situation, they work on my behalf. Sometimes to get grace and mercy on the bill that I can not pay it on this day, or they start all over again. Halfway to work it out. I ain't gonna try to figure it out, but we're going to do this, and we're going to do this together, because I am seeing that we are not going to be in this situation. And I don't want you to be in this situation. And once we get a hold of this thing, we won't have to deal with this anymore. And the adversary slash the devil wants to have some control over our finances. This is how you get out of it. And knowing your mind, your heart, and your soul. I'm not gonna be here again. Then once you learn, when you see a little shiny something, hanging in front of you and saying, "Oh, I can get that on credit," and it's like 30%. It's like the mafia, and it's like, does that make any sense? You'd be like, no, no, let me just put my little money to the side or wait till it go on sale. Make better choices in our finances, okay? So we don't have to be sad and stressed out that we don't have no money, okay? So that was it. I hope this has been a blessing for you all, and continue to watch me because I'm continuing to put my money in the white envelope. Hope you're doing the same. Bye bye.